I have no idea if Mother's Day for everybody was just so incredibly good, or if it's because the weather is so much better, or if it's because Deadpool 2 is coming out this weekend. All I know is that there is just so much positivity in the air that not only can I stand it, oh, it's just contagious. Happy Hump Day, everybody! Yes, it is Hump Day in this incredibly wonderful week that at least I feel I'm having. Just so nice and so infectious. I love it so much. But I would like to apologize for something. See, yesterday I actually promoted the Corny Museum of Glass, which is a hometown attraction that I love, that's near and dear to my heart. And if ever I get an opportunity to go, of course I relish it so much. But there's one mistake I made. Believe it or not, a friend of mine is actually the reason why the Corny Museum of Glass YouTube page has 100,000 subscribers. Yes, that guy was my friend was the 100,000th subscriber. He told me he was upset by that. I tried my best to apologize, and even though I totally redeemed myself, according to him, I would like to continue correcting the wrong by saying I am very sorry. You are the man for being the 100,000th subscriber. And again, I've said before in my videos, I never name names so I don't accidentally embarrass or offend anyone. Because let's be honest, it's the internet. Stuff like that happens all the time. Plus, down the line, if I ever did become big and rich and famous, I don't want to be sent to jail because, hey, you said somebody's name. That's bad. So, you know what? While I never name names, I do give hints and or nicknames to people so they know who I'm talking about. So, to my friend, there's actually one of three I would like to give you. I'll let him if by chance he sees this, I'll let him decide. So, it's between our resident Minnesota Vikings fanatic, our magnanimous Minnesota maniac, or the man with the rhyming names. I'll let him decide. He's a Minnesota Vikings fan, by the way. Which, that's fine. I'm not a Vikings fan myself, but there are some players I like on the Minnesota Vikings. I like Stephon Diggs. I like Case Keenum. I loved Adrian Peterson back when he was on there. They never should have traded him. That was a stupid move. But you know what? I think Adrian Peterson may very well get the last laugh one day. I hope he does. Because sometimes karma can be a real problem for people. Yes, I know the saying goes a little differently, but I try and keep this PG, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe PG-13. I mean, any longtime fan will tell you that you could probably count on your one hand the number of times I've actually used a curse word making these videos, and not one of them have been the F-bomb. Plus, I never know if children are actually watching. So, there you go. Try and look out for the little kids. Always do that. Little kids are cool. Unless they behave badly, in which case you can punish them by not having them watch these videos. Unless you think these videos are so bad that watching them would be a punishment, that's up to the parent to decide, and whatever the parent decides was okay by me. So, yeah. There's a couple of things I actually do want to promote today before I head out. One is, one of my brothers from Trinity-Pawling has a sister, and she is riding 545 miles on a bike to help with AIDS and to help with the AIDS / Life Cycle Foundation thing from San Francisco to Los Angeles. And she's riding 545 miles. I'm looking up as I'm doing this, sorry. Anyway. And this brother of mine is actually really special. I actually got to know him better because back at Trinity-Pawling, he and I were actually in a theater class together. And we also did several plays together. In fact, during a show called Black Comedy, the vast majority of the cast had to be on stage, and our characters didn't show up till later, so the entire time we're backstage, we're just hanging out and talking. He's a really cool guy. He actually played soccer for Trinity-Pawling. So there's that. Oh, he also is actually in my Facebook profile picture. One of the many people you see in there. But his biggest claim to fame, and the most awesome thing I've always felt about him, is that he actually wrote a little play, a one-act play, that he actually got to produce, direct, and be in, and star in, for the stage at Trinity-Pawling for our spring show, which was just known as a series of one-acts, called the McDonald's Mafia. It is exactly as silly and funny and awesome as you would ever hope to be. Although, to my brother out there, if you happen to have the footage, I would love to be able to show it, because that show was great. Plus, if I ever did have that big old party with my bullets, my brothers, and my good people of Horseheads, we are recreating the McDonald's Mafia. We will find a way. I mean, I will say, you were definitely one of the most creative people I've ever known in my entire life. So, congratulations on your sister for riding the 545 miles for AIDS research. That is just so awesome. And one final thing I have to promote, and of course it's Keuka Lake related, but this is actually really important. See, one thing you need to know about places, especially restaurants on Keuka Lake, is for the most part, they're all very seasonal. Their business solely depends on whether or not they get the support from lake goers, people who live up at Keuka Lake, or tourists. So, if something bad were to happen to one of them, say bad business or they don't get enough support, it can be very devastating because they're only open for so long out of the year, particularly when it's warm. And one such place that finally opened up after several years is called Snug Harbor. For like 2 years in a row, they suffered from a fire. Not a constantly burning fire for 2 years, but when you get a fire, the damage is just so substantial that it takes forever to recover from it. And for a long time, no one could ever eat there. But after 2 long years, I think it's been 2 years, might actually be more. Anyway, they finally reopened again. And to celebrate them reopening, I will put a link in the descriptions as to what their new menu is. Yep. And you know what? While I've mentioned several other places at Keuka Lake, and while I believe I've mentioned this place once before, I have to say, the greatest view in all of Keuka Lake is on top of the hill at Bully Hill Winery. And they only do lunch only, so I'll put the menu of that place in the descriptions up top and below if you're going on YouTube and Facebook. So, yeah, Snug Harbor and Bully Hill Winery. Both of their menus will be promoted and shown links to in the descriptions up top and below. 2 places for the price of 1. You cannot beat that with a wooden stick. And you know what? Since the time of approaching Keuka Lake is nigh, every day I'm going to show off a menu or two to a place that I like to go to eat whenever I go up to Keuka Lake on weekends during the summer. So, yeah, look forward to that. And think of it this way. Nothing can bring people closer together or up to Keuka Lake better than the food or the scenery. So, that should be a lot of fun to do. Plus, let's be honest, I really want to show support to these places because, again, they're seasonal. They're only open so many months out of the year. If I don't give them the support, they could potentially shut down. And honestly, these places are so awesome, and they give out such good quality food and product that I'm not going to take the potential of them shutting down, sitting down. I really hope that just came out right. But yeah, so up until I head up to Keuka Lake myself, I'm definitely going to be promoting several places I like to go to eat in the description up top and below. Basically, I'm just going to show you what their menus are. So yeah, a couple places on Keuka Lake, celebrating one of my brother's sister. I hope, yeah, that's how it works. And hopefully making reparations for a friend of mine. I think that's a pretty solid hump day to me. So like, favorite, share, and please hit that subscribe button. I could use that support. And all my viewers out there, I am most humbled that I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm very hopeful that we all have a wonderful day today. And remember, if you guys ever want to talk or chat, I will always be here to lend an ear. And I will always have your back. So take care and happy hump day, everybody.